Welcome back to our live stage show. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Waters here with your continuing coverage of E3 2011. Right now we've got Twisted Pixel back on the show. Mike Wilford is joining us. Hope you caught the demo yesterday of Gunstringer. Today we're sitting here, we've got a controller in hand and we're playing Ms. Splosion Man. Mike, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks dude, good to see you again.
Good to see you too. You guys having a good E3 so far?
Yeah, it's crazy. Just with 2 games, it's the first year for us to have 2 games at the same time, and we have 3 people from Twisted Pixel covering 4 demo stations, but
expanding.
Yeah.
That's good, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Must mean you guys are doing well. And one of your earlier games, Splosion Man, pretty successful.
Yeah.
Following it up with Miss Splosion Man.
That's right. Yeah, we wanted to make kind of a continuation of Splosion Man, but we didn't just want to make Splosion Man 2, we wanted to make Ms. Splosion Man, kind of a little bit of a different adventure. So.
A little bit different. So how does, the better half of Splosion, well, I guess, they're not married technically, it's a Ms.
Right, she's Ms.
But she's still, in the same crazy lab we're seeing the crazy scientist that Splosion Man turned into a delightful bounty of cured meats. Talk to us about Ms. Splosion Man. How's it, for folks who don't know Splosion Man, give us the overview.
Yeah. So originally Splosion Man was accidentally created in the labs of big science laboratories, and he was just trying to get his way out of the labs. He's completely crazy insane and is just exploding the crap out of everything, and scientists just turn into big charred meats. And you see here in this video that the intro of the game, they find a way to capture Splosion Man. So they trick him with this birthday cake, he grabs onto it, they put a shell on him and capture him. And in their celebrations with their big champagnes and they're dancing, they knock over some champagne, and apparently when champagne and electricity mix, you can accidentally create Miss Splosion Man.
So don't try it at home, kids.
So anyway, she sees Splosion Man get captured and they carry him off, and now she's on an adventure to try and rescue him. Because
she instantly, has an affinity for him, being Splosion people.
There's only one other like her, so.
You gotta stick together.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so this Splosion Man, she's got style. And what are you showing off here? Early levels?
So we're jumping into the very first level here, which I think is a good introduction to Ms. Splosion Man if anybody hasn't seen it yet before. You'll notice in the background all these banners,
some cheeky background banners.
They're all just real happy, we got him, and congratulations, that they caught Splosion Man.
And it was a big deal for them because he was wreaking horrible havoc throughout their entire facility.
That's right. So in this level, you can see if you play it right. You can actually stay off the ground. You find the rhythm. You can play a lot of the game actually without ever even having to touch the ground.
Do I smell an achievement?
You might smell an achievement. Yeah, I can call.
And so I'm not seeing she's not turning them into meat. She's just kind of vaporizing them, or is there meat there?
There's big chunks of meat.
Oh yes.
And you walk by and it
there they
kind
go.
of sizzles and explodes. We had to increase the capacity of meat for our engine. Our engine needed a lot of work.
We need to add some
to
more
be able to include
meat processing.
Meat processing.
And now her jumping seems a little bit more. She seems to be able to jump a little further than Splosion. Is that right? How does it?
That's more of a function of all the new mechanics that we have. The zip lines are new.
Speaking of achievement.
Yeah. Different kinds of barrels. And the main thing with this game, there's a lot of new main things that we're trying to do with it. And one of them is, in the original Splosion Man, you were trapped in the labs the whole game.
Yeah.
Here, we're in the labs right now, but very shortly we're going to start to break out of the labs, and she gets to explore different environments in the world of Splosion Man. And each kind of location brings different challenges and gameplay mechanics.
So it opens things up for you guys in terms of creating spaces for Ms. Splosion Man.
In the original game, we wanted flying Jetsons cars and all sorts of crazy stuff that we just didn't have time for, but it's all in here.
So are you confirming flying Jetsons cars for Ms. Splosion Man?
I can confirm that there will be flying Jetsons cars.
You heard it here first, folks.
And if you remember, the first boss in the original Splosion Man was this giant robot named Mighty Eternal, which is actually a tribute to our art director, Dave Leon. And you kill the Mighty Eternal robot, and here he is coming back from the dead to try and take out, the honey of his arch nemesis. And we wanted
He's a persistent one.
We wanted to set it up so one of the things we make clear right off the bat is Ms. Splosion Man is kind of a bigger, more epic game than the original, so that's why this boss battle is huge, and he's going to chase me here throughout the rest of this level. and we have like 4 giant epic boss battles in the game.
Nice.
I feel like in the original Splosion Man, our bosses looked really cool, but they were flawed. We didn't get enough time actually to make them as polished as we really wanted to.
Sort of targeted that for improvement.
That was for sure a big thing, because we're huge fans of like old Nintendo games and Sega games with huge bosses. So it was awesome for us to be able to do that here finally. And like the original Splosion Man, we've got the 4-player co-op.
That's
Online.
excellent. You know, we've got questions coming in from London actually asking about multiplayer. So tell us about 4-player co-op.
Yeah, so we've got 100 levels in the game. And there's a distinct single-player campaign and a distinct multiplayer campaign. And you play 4 players, online or local. We actually launched a beta, one of the first, if not the first, Xbox Live Arcade beta program.
Yeah.
So it's really important to us to make sure that the multiplayer is really rock solid and kick-ass. So that's live now. It started on Monday.
Is that a beta people can get into?
Yeah. So the like public sign up has been closed. It filled up like really quick. We're super surprised by that. But on Twitter, we're like giving away tons of codes. So,
all right. So what's your Twitter handle there?
Well, there's at twisted_pixel, and then mine is at MRWilford.
All right, there.
So hit us up. We'll
so
definitely.
if you folks, if you're looking to get into the Ms. Splosion Man beta, get on them tweets.
Yeah, you'll be able to check out the multiplayer, 4-player co-op, and lots of like crazy new gameplay mechanics. Like you have to work together to herd. I can't talk and play at the same time. To herd like these energy balls from these generators. You have to work together to like herd them into different. It's totally crazy.
Now 4-player co-op. But you can play with 3 too as well. It's not required to get a full crew.
Right. You get the different color Splosion gals.
What other colors does Splosion gal come in, or Splosion?
We got pink, we got green, we got yellow, and the last one, I think we have a blue.
That sounds right. Maybe like a turquoise.
Yeah. And then here's the final confrontation here with the Mighty Eternal, the first level. The ending of this boss fight is, I think, my favorite thing that we've ever done at Twisted Pixel, actually.
And we're going to get to see it right here, live at E3. For a Mighty Eternal, you know, he's a little worse for wear.
Yeah, you kicked his ass in the first game, so he could be better. So he's got a weak spot, kind of, you know, again, like Treasure, you know, he's known for making awesome, epic bosses, and you know, loves just seeing like weak spot, like.
Yep. Is that an inspiration for you, though?
Huge.
Treasure games?
Big time, for sure.
Yeah.
And the Mighty Eternal actually is, so Dave Leong, our art director, he's a one-man art team for games. The guy's crazy. He did like all the art in the Maw, all the artwork in the original Splosion Man.
Really?
All by himself, no one else.
That dude's got style.
Yeah, completely crazy.
Uh-oh.
And he's half Chinese, and in China his name means, or in Chinese, Mighty Eternal. So this is a tribute to him.
Maybe not the most flattering portrayal, but certainly. Yeah. Now we got a question from Amr in Cairo asking about environmental elements to use, and we've seen the barrels, we've seen the sort of light rail that you're hanging on.
Cool, yeah.
Any others you care to mention?
Yeah, so there's, like I said, it kind of different things depending on like which environment you're in. Yeah. But we have like trampolines now. I love our awesome like quick time event here, which every button does the same thing. It just explodes, so it's like the easiest quick time event ever. But it's, you know,
you still gotta explode.
But yeah, like trampolines, the zip lines you've seen. We have like the Donkey Kong Country style cannons that you get in that you can like boom, rotate. Boom. Yeah, some of them you aim, some of them are timing based. The Jetsons cars, as I mentioned. All right, so here I tricked him into punching himself in the
something
face.
into his own brain.
All right, so here's my favorite part. Favorite thing we've ever done at Twisted Pixel. just wouldn't be a Splosion Man game without an Arnold Schwarzenegger reference. You gotta have the Predator self-destruct sequence.
Excellent.
Yeah. And something we're talking about now here at E3 too is we're unveiling ghost replays. So
Really?
if you're getting a good time on Ms. Splosion Man and I want to try and beat your time, I can actually download your ghost and race against you.
Is that a friends thing, or is that just any Xbox Live user?
Anybody who's got within a certain threshold of a good score. So,
Okay, great. So
Yeah,
the top
so-
score is going to be available for you folks to challenge yourselves against, and in addition to that, of course, online leaderboards with the times.
Right. That's
Excellent.
true. So I'm loading actually up the first level again real quick just to show you
Okay.
the ghost replay that I just made.
All right, let's check it out.
So here, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. So there she goes.
And it's got the little silhouette there too. That's nice. You can. It doesn't really get in your way, but it's there
Right.
to motivate. And maybe pick up a few tips on how to
Exactly.
explode better.
So in the original Splosion Man, we had the birthday cakes that you had to find in every level.
Uh-huh.
Ms. Splosion Man is, more interested in shoes than birthday cakes, so you have to find shoes. And every level has a unique pair of shoes that our artist Dave Leong had to painstakingly create 100 pairs of shoes that were all unique.
100
from
pairs
each
of
other.
distinct shoes.
Yeah, I'm sure he loved that. That was his favorite part. But so if you wanted to find, if you got the shoes and I didn't, and I wanted to see where exactly they were, I could load up your ghost.
Just
and
follow me. All
try to
right.
follow you.
Well, try.
You might be too good for me
Because
to follow.
my exploding skills are so spectacular. Mike, thank you so much for bringing by Ms. Splosion Man.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Folks want to play this. We talked about the beta. You can follow at @twisted_pixel or at @mrwilford.
That's right.
And if they can't get into the beta, when can they download it?
It's going to be this summer. We haven't locked down a date exactly yet, but definitely
So
this
Microsoft Summer of Arcade on Xbox Live?
Probably just before or just after Summer of
Okay.
Arcade, yeah.
And Leland from Nantucket is desperately hoping it's going to come to PSN at some point. Any plans for that?
As a
or-
Microsoft published title, that
Yeah.
we're partnering with them.
Maybe.
It's going to be an exclusive this time.
Maybe
but,
not this time around, Leland, but keep your eye on Twisted Pixel for more in the future. They're doing twice as many games at a time now, so who knows what the future holds.
we can handle it.
All right, Mike,
Yeah.
thank you
Yeah,
so much
thank
for
you.
coming up
Yeah,
here.
appreciate it, man.
Keep having a good E3. You're going to head back out to the floor, as are we, to check in with Homer Ibarra and his continued odyssey of E3 exploration.